Why was counterinsurgency a challenge for us forces? Imagine fighting a war where the enemy blends into the crowd, hides behind villagers, and uses the terrain against you. That's what us forces faced during the Vietnam War. Counterinsurgency was not just about battles. It was about winning hearts and minds, which proved to be a tough puzzle. The US military was trained for large-scale fights, like in World War II and Korea, with big armies and heavy firepower. But in Vietnam, the enemy used guerrilla tactics, like ambushes, booby traps, and sneaking through forests, which made it hard to find and fight them. They would often blend in with the local people, making it difficult to tell friend from foe. This mismatch between US tactics and the enemy's style caused many frustrations. The insurgency was deeply connected to the social and political fabric of South Vietnam. The Viet Cong, the communist guerrilla fighters, got support from North Vietnam, which meant that military action alone could not end the conflict. Winning the war required gaining the trust of the local villagers and addressing their needs. But US forces often focused on search and destroy missions, which targeted enemy fighters but sometimes hurt civilians or destroyed villages. This approach alienated the local population, making it harder to gather intelligence or win support. US leaders believed that South Vietnamese forces should handle most of the fighting, so they didn't fully commit to the kind of population-centered counterinsurgency tactics needed. This division slowed down efforts to build a unified strategy. Despite having advanced technology and massive firepower, US troops sometimes used indiscriminate bombing and village sweeps, which increased hostility among civilians. These actions often backfired, making the local people less willing to cooperate. Programs like the Civilian Irregular Defense Group and the Rural Development Support tried to work with local forces and improve village security. These efforts showed some success but came late and on a small scale. The US also faced the challenge of fighting two enemies at once: the North Vietnamese Army, which was a conventional force, and the Viet Cong, which relied on guerrilla tactics. This required different strategies at the same time, adding to the complexity. Political issues, public opinion back home, and a fragile South Vietnamese government all made it even harder to carry out effective counterinsurgency. In the end, the US struggled because counterinsurgency demands a different kind of approach, one that combines military action with political and social efforts. It's about winning trust, protecting civilians, and understanding local culture. The US had the firepower but lacked the full strategy needed to succeed in such a complex conflict environment.